Hello everyone, welcome to the Northern Tarot. My name is Andy. Today, as usual, on Wednesday, we will go to the love reading, and this is going to be the love reading number 67. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, guys, so happy Wednesday. Time flies. I remember I was doing the oracle messages, and now we already comes to the love reading. Now, this love reading, we don't need to talk about energy because there will be a big transformations for the collective. This will increase your energy. So it's because the moon transiting through Uranus before it step into Gemini and provide that new moon energy. The new moon energy, I will come to it when the time is close. But for now, with the love reading, I just want to emphasize this. Well, because the moon is more about your mentality, your inner emotion, but it affects your love life too, because everything is the reflections of how you feel or how you perceive the world around you. So to allow love to come to you, I mean the level of love that you always believe that is something you're looking for. Now it doesn't matter what level it is, right? Because the higher level of what of your consciousness is the higher level of what you're attracting. So it will be depends on how you want that type of love. You will then have an idea of how you want to raise your consciousness. And because we are in that ascension from the 3D to the 5D, so there will be a big chance that people will attract new type of people. Actually, it's not new, but these people, their consciousness is also on the risings. So it will be much more promising, much healthier, because higher frequency is all about positivities. It's about pure love, actually. That's the 5D consciousness. Okay, so to allow you to welcome in all the best blessings, including love, we just need to kind of understand a little bit about the law of attraction. So basically, the law of attraction is not about what you want or what you need or what you ask for. So stop doing it because it will never come. You attract who you are or what you are. And this is actually your consciousness. Now, how you can increase the awareness, the consciousness from that 3D density to the 5D consciousness. You can call it density or consciousness. It's very similar because it indicates the physical form, the density of the physical forms of the abstractive concept. Because consciousness is something that you actually can see it. If you go in your mind and I kind of like allow yourself to, how I say, step out of your mind and observe things, you actually can see or feel that consciousness of yourself. It's more about feeling rather than see, because you can see things around it, like the structure of the bone, the skull, your head, and the things through your eyes, even the windows of your eyes. So that is what it is about. Now, the reason why I have to mention these things, because if we understand that we attract what we are or who we are, then there are two formula that I actually came up with this morning. Because my idea is, now it's difficult to sit here and then just explain about things, because that is the process of learning. So that's what we doing every day together through all the videos. So it can be changed or concluded in one video. However, I was thinking, now if we being smart, if we understand the mechanisms of this, if we're being smart, then there can be a formula that people can apply right now. So that formula for me is two things. First of all, stop the judging. So when we stop judging ourselves and people, it allows us to, first of all, to increase the level of love within ourselves to the full, because you accept yourself. Stop all the judging. No, you don't need to understand why you have to stop judging yet. So that is the trick of creating the formula before we understand things, because once we get what we kind of like have faith in or have the vision in, and then the details of things will just come in and fill the holes. And that is actually manifestation skill. But this formula, I think, is very, very practical. So one, stop judging, and two, just simply doing what you're happy. Now, I say that to be easy to understand. In fact, it's actually learning how to live with your true purposes. And again, it's like love. We don't know what type of love that we're looking for. We just have roughly ideas, but we don't really know what we're looking for, because that's the game of the incarnations, because everything is illusions. So we either just accept to play the game and being happy with it and creating that creative experiences for ourselves, or we never get anything. So when we on the way finding true purposes or highest purposes, if you whatever you want to call it, the simplest way is always focus on things that make us happy and say no to what we're not happy with. That is the easiest way to create a formula of happiness. Only two things. It sounds easy, and in fact it's easy because it's practical, it's real. You can apply right now. Now let me give you an example of this. So let's say this morning you think about going to the supermarket to buy some food, and then for some reason you're feeling like I still want some rest, I don't want to do anything yet. Now if you was always hard on yourself before, because you believe that that is the right way to live, it is the right things to do, but then you're not happy with it, you're feeling miserable, so you force yourself to get out of the bed and go to the supermarket, and you might end up with some kind of like unpleasant experiences. Someone's that morning's very grumpy and the queue's very long. It's even stress you more. And this probably happened to most people already. So if you agree with me, please leave me the comment. And then in the afternoon, you were thinking, right, I got some energy now, I want to go to the supermarket. So you were just about to go to the supermarket, and one of your friends say, hey, what are you doing? We doing the BBQ today, so if you're not cooked yet, then don't. Just come over. And you say, oh, perfect. Now it makes sense. So you come over to your friends, and you met someone there. And it turns out that person is, exactly the person that you're looking for, and then you find love. It's just a small example. It's imaginary, but it's actually totally possible to happen. So give you a thought about that, and now we will go to the cards and we will see what spirits have for us. Okay, so as usual, love reading number 67. We will go to the oracle cards first. If you would like to find out information about my course, how to align with your higher self, and if you would like to donate, please find all the information in the description box. Now, love reading number 67. Transformations. It feels good. I see the circles and the flowers. The flowers is spreading the petals around the circle. I don't know why, but I see that that image right in front of me right now. Now it feels like the thread of the soulmate things is spreading out at the moment. It feels like the new cycles of redistributions of romance to people. So now let's see. We got number 10, achieve. This is quite interesting, right? Because we got number 10 like in almost every readings except for, I think the one yesterday it was in number 10, but most of the readings that we have number 10. So there's something to do with the Capricorn at the moment and Pluto retrograding. So people might want to have a decent conversations about all the hidden thought. Now, this I don't mean, and I would never mean any toxic or karmic relationship of the past. So don't resonate yourself. Don't try to engage the people into the context of the reading, because it's the collective energy, if you see what I mean. If you don't have anyone at the moment, then just blank that out, because this is not the main message yet. This is just the ideas of what might be the possibility right now for the majority of the collective. So love reading number 67. With this type of reading, I will do the full Celtic spread as usual. So let's see what we have today. Now, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Isn't this one is about the law of attraction that I tried to describe to you earlier? I don't know why, but every morning when before I do the tarot, I tend to kind of like sing myself, synchronize myself into the spiritual, how you say it, and it's like you feel like you put your mind into the energy rather than the spirituality, or the spiritual world. I was about to say the spiritual world. It kind of true, because sometimes the messages is just downloading to your brain through spirits. So they kind of like put words into your brain. So I was thinking about the law of attraction this morning, because something about because it engaged with the energies at the moment, because it's in the spirit of ascension. So things might not just happen straight away, because people like all around the world trying to step up their game, increase their frequency. But it's also, there's a big possibilities that people want to just come across each other for some reasons, on the way of heading toward that final goal, which is the shared consciousness, the unity of consciousness, the oneness. So there's a big possibilities that people will find love too. So let's go to the tarot, and we will see what is it that Spirit have for us today. Okay, tarot, love reading number 67. Now, stay optimistic. Positive thinking is simply, if you tell yourself that stay positive, you will never do it. I guarantee you. But if you apply my formula, don't think, just flow. Just do things that you need to do because you can do it. Stop judging and doing anything that makes you happy, even the smallest things. Even if you want to drink tea or coffee, if the coffee makes you happier, go for the coffee. Okay, now Celtic spread for love reading. Oh wow, Wheel Fortune. The divine timing. Challenge, we have the Three of Pentacles. In the recent past, you have the Fool, the ascending energies, or like the stepping into the new energy, literally a new chapter. The energies of taking leap of faith to change things in everything, actually, because it's the Fool. Everything is being wiped out, everything is getting new, but it's also the feeling of you might get anxious about things because things happening too fast. A lot of things kind of disappear, or people like just disappear around you overnight, and in a weird way. It also makes you feel the anxieties of because it's a fear of the unknown. We tend to fear and scared of unknown things. So okay, we come back to that later. Now we have the Nine of Wands. This is your higher self message, your mentality. You have Seven of Wands. Someone trying to get back to you here. Wow, what? You know what? You have the Fool in the recent past, and the world is right in front of you. Isn't this amazing? And the energy is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this to indicate that there will be a little bit of the patterns that I see here, but I hear something like the creativities in how you solve problems. So we were trying to figure out why spirits give me that message. Creative in solving the problems. So the Nine of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, that's your environment here, your external extended environment. You have Two of Pentacles. Conversation with someone, right? I see someone coming to you and have a kind of like deep conversations. And Queen of Cups in your home field, and the outcome you have the Page of Wands. Wow, the first glance, the first glimpse of what I'm seeing here, there's something new coming in. Because this is a love reading, so there's a big transformation, and there are very high possibilities that love is like, it's the sense of love is right around the corner. Now that's the reason why I see this flower just spreading out the petals around the circles. Okay, so now let's go and clarify everything, and we'll see let me see if all the cards okay. Now we need to move it a bit. The Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what we have. So it's the new time. It's the new blank page opening up, and it looks empty, but it's very, very potential, because with that empty space that you created or you've been given, it is actually the blessing, because it allows you to take in anything that you might be of your interest. So the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. There you go. So spirits say that don't worry, because the time of you being isolated, the time of you feeling just fed up, basically, is about to over soon. Now, we're talking about how to play the matrix and how to co-create with the universe. So this is what the universe signal you, that things about to be open up and change for you. Is a divine timing. So on your end, you need to co-create by doing the formula that I provide you. Guarantee that it will happen for you if you do it. Stop judging and start doing only things that you are happy. So in another word, people don't make decisions to make themselves unhappy, isn't it? If you have the choice, or if you consciously making a choice, you will never make decisions to make you unhappy. But unfortunately, when we don't learn how to make decisions consciously, we tend to live things randomly and unconsciously. Now, if you see the difference, that is the gap between the 3D, the 3 dimension and the 5th dimension consciousness. You more actively creating your own world, no longer passive, receiving information or exchange informations without a reason. The reason why I say exchange, basically you exchange energy, but you exchange energies without making your own decisions, on behalf of your desire and your soul. It was on behalf of your egos, for example. That's an example I gave you earlier. Now, if you decided to go to the supermarket because for you it's the right way to do, because thing has to be structured, thing has to be disciplined, and because if you don't, then your husband's gonna be hungry, for example. Now that is the ego things. That is the program put into your mind, because you did not program it. People put it in your mind, because they put it in your mind through the excuses or the validations of reason that they can give you. For example, if you don't do it, people will be hungry. Am I right? Because that's how the world works. And a lot of things that we believed it was true, it was right, but it's not. There's nothing right and true if you're not happy. Even you against the crowd, the majority. But if you're not happy with that, it's not your truth. So you have to stay with your truth. And that is how you ascend your energies to the next level. Allow things to follow and come to your manifestation or your attraction. Okay, now the challenge, we have the 3 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles clarified by the Hermit. Okay, so let me feel my instructions from my spirit guide, because I kind of have the feeling this is someone from the past. The Three of Pentacles. Now, what I see here, because it's collectively, energies being gathered. It's someone really kind of like play the game of, how I say this. They just kind of like say things that suit your ears. But they're kind of like trying to figure out what is that interests you. The problem is, it's a challenge. The problem is they couldn't figure out what really interests you nowadays, because your energy is changing. And because your energy is changing and you're in that process, so you're not quite 100% sure about what you actually looking for either. So that's a challenge here. About people might say things to agree with you, but for some reason you're feeling there's a gap between the way you're feeling right and something not quite right. So you would feel there's a gap there, but it causes you some confusion. That is the Hermit about. So let me clarify the Hermit to see what is this about. Is this really a person's or just a situations of digging into the details, the unknown, the mysteries of each other? It's the old energy. This is not a new energy. So that's why I felt like someone trying to get back to you. So the Hermit is clarified by the Mother of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands. So I'm right. So someone kind of like they attracted to you, but it's more about the physical interest, if you see what I mean. So you're trying to figure out why you not quite interested in them now. So it's kind of unhealthy energies, because people feeling like they being discarded or abandoned, or you walked away from them, but in fact you just withdrew yourself from something you didn't feel quite right to yourself, because your energy change ascending. So it allows you to start to respect your feeling and your heart desire more sensitively. I hope I make sense to people. So they kind of like say things to get you to agree that, okay, I will come see you and things like that. And finally they convince you and they say, you know what, I'm not interested in you, I just say it for fun. To hurt you, for example. It's just an example, but it's a type of energy that you need to watch out for. Someone like that, not honest about, they don't really mean what they say. So that is the challenge. Because the Queen of Wands here is it's like about, it can be your energy here too, with the challenge. Now, if this is your energies and you're dealing with someone, probably a Virgo, and the Virgo working very hard to get back to you, if they're not quite the Earth energy, if they are fire energy, then they will be quite dishonest about what they trying to tell you. They're just trying to kind of like to want to see what is really the stage of where you are, why you not interested in them, or why you the way you are now, to satisfy their ego. Let's put it that way. Okay, so now let's move on with the Fool in the recent past. So there's nothing much to talk about the Fool because we all know what's going on in the recent past if you're here with me every day. Because the future is not fixed. It's always about tendency, and it can be changed anytime. Because if you change your tendency now, you change the tendency of the future. But you all also change the tendency of the past too. Because every moment exists at the same time since you were born, or even all the lives before. They all exist, so you're always alive somewhere. It's just because we're in three dimensions, so we cannot go back in time. The time is locked. It's only open one way because it's a matrix. It's a game. So now the Fool, we have the Ace of Swords. So in the recent past, you gain a lot of clarity for yourself, and you kind of like prepare yourself to the next step of where you're heading, the next journey of your life. So this is actually very good energy for people, because we learned. This is about the learning. If you think about the Fool, they're very innocent, but they got all the tools with them, ready for the new conquering journey, and this is what it is about. So it's a sense of the collective, like people wrap up everything, clear out the old stuff, even throwing away the old stuff, anything that heavy you, and finding that true purposes. So you in the spirit of pursuing your true purposes, and this is so kind of like good feeling energies, when especially for people like to read this like me, because energy is important. Like yesterday, if you remember, the heavy is so heavy, I was thinking, oh God, I don't want to go through this because it's so heavy. But this energy, it's like the ascending. It's very uplifting. It feels good energy. Okay, so now let's see the Seven of Wands. What is that bothering you? I think it's the person right here. Someone's trying to. The Two of Cups. Yep. So someone trying to convince you that they are the one, for example, or the Two of Cups here is not about convince you that they are your love, but it's just simply that they're trying to perform on behalf of it's a mimic soulmate. So someone, it's like a copy soulmate, a version. So someone believes that they have all the conditions or criteria that you were looking for, and they play in that. They were wearing that type of clothes to hope to trigger you, fall into the ideas of this is your soulmate. So it's kind of like a lover card or the devil card, or the Seven of Swords, if you want to think it that way. Because you really feel like you're not comfortable with what the people trying to approach you, because you feel something not from the heart. You just feel like they just say things to suit your ears. Now, your higher self message, the Knight of Wands. That door, that path is closed. There's nothing. So you are right about moving forward. So the Nine of Wands is clarified by the King of Cups. So there is someone actually waiting you in the future, and you will be very happy. It's not someone, trying to use a physical impressions or sex. A lot of I can see how the sex part involved in here, because it's the Queen of Wands. So you are right when you always follow your heart. If you don't feel it, but the good things about this energy is you kind of trust yourself now with the Ace of Swords. So you got all the lessons that you learned, and you are really kind of skilled with understanding yourself. Because when you understand yourself, you understand everyone else. So you become very skilled now with understanding yourself, and that is the whole purpose of learning is about. Now, what coming toward people is the world. What else you want? So there will be the whole new world open here, and the world is clarified by the Six of Cups. There will be some sort of like unexpected proposals or upgrading in the situations. For example, you are single, and then suddenly someone very sincere about what they're looking for. They want to build a decent and a reliable commitment relationship with you. So the Six of Cups here is about getting into something more engaged, or more or the commitment, rather than the people from the past, because this is, it's also the second chance with someone that you might have falling out recently. So let me clarify this. So someone is quite preserved. That's a queen. That's a King of Cups. So someone is quite preserved themselves. They don't know how to express, but they're quite, how I say, sincere about the way they feel with you or about you. Wow. The Hangman. I think, there are some people, you might not like Pisces, but the Hangman here, I don't know why, the first thing I'm thinking of is someone Pisces. So someone might be kind of like very expressive toward you about how they feel, and there will be some sort of like the second talk. So it's a new energy, right? It's not someone from the past, but you met them recently, but then for some reason people busy with work life, or people not understand each other, and or they still like at the early stage of being a friend, for example. If you resonate with the situation, then there's a big chances that you will have a more serious type of conversation. So let's see the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. So they will come to you. There's a lot of water energy here. So if they're not Pisces, then they can be a Cancerian, or they can be a Scorpion. There's a lot of water energy here. It's not because it's the Knight of Cups, but the whole readings, yeah, so they will come to you very soon because they recognize the qualities of what you have. You, in their eyes, you are like the Queen of Cups, so someone who's very grounded, and that's the type of energy they love about people, and someone who knows how to nurture the environment, the home, because they are also a home person. So it can be a Cancerian too, because Cancerian is a homekeeper, but Pisces is also a homekeeper. Actually, they all, very homey signs, even Scorpion. And you know what? Sagittarius actually can be very homey sign, but for Sagittarius, it's a bit different. It's not in their nature straight away, because they are very curious type of actor. So they will have to go and explore things and play and all this sort of thing until they really mature and want to settle and start to working on things, and it start to raise, or in other words, for Sagittarius, they need to have the interest. Speaking of that, you know what? If you are true Sagittarius, you only go for your interest, and that is when you always be happy, the go-getter, lucky go type. But because of we trying to compromise too much for people, we forgot about ourselves, and that's why we start to get miserable. Now, for the whole things that we talk with each other, we share with each other, we just go back to who we were. So isn't it funny? It actually reminds me of myself too, because I was thinking, so I kind of like living in my alignment, so I'm quite happy with that. But then I was thinking, so where is that fun part of myself, like going out and just having fun? Yeah, maybe it's time to just go back and be yourself, and then you will attract everything once again. So the Two of Pentacles, let's see what we have. It's Six of Swords. So whatever it is, but prepare yourself and for happiness, actually, of course. Once you really trust in the happiness formula, so I'm gonna put the title of this video as the happiness formula. If you really trust and apply that, you will be soon moving to the freedom of your spirits, to be able to allow yourself to live with true identities, but still got the love that you deserve. Rather than I was thinking if I should say the love that you desire, but no, you deserve. This is the energy, the feeling of the puzzle game that we make a picture, so we just put all the puzzles together. That's how it feels like. So we make the pictures before, and then we're bored with it because we're running out of purposes, and it's exactly the God creation plan, because He's the same. And we just bored with it and we just throw it away. We just smash it. And that's exactly what we went through. And then we need to find the new purposes. So we say, oh, okay, now we will go for another bigger puzzle pictures. And this is how we start to assemble all the puzzle back into that new pictures. So this is what it feels like. It's amazing, isn't it? As I say, it's nothing right or wrong, so don't worry about any words, any terms, or anything that you know or don't know. At the end of the day, what makes you happy is what matters, really. So the Queen of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. Now you will be really, you will be kind of like considering about these proposals or these charmed conversations with this person. You will take it quite seriously, give it a thought about it, and you will watch it grow. I don't see you jump into it. I don't see you say yes or no. I see you watch it grow, but with a very kind of like honest feeling. So you feel like you're treasuring the opportunities somehow. And the last card, we have the Page of Wands. Let's see what we have. Page of Wands is clarified by the Six of Wands. So guys, everything's gonna be quite awesome. As I said yesterday, if you remember, why don't we just learn that when we see the matrix trigger the moon and things like that for 1 or 2 days, why don't we just learn to find something happy and, you know, sail through it, instead of allow the old things and people like triggering events to have an opportunity to trigger you. So when we start to learn that and apply all these practical formula that we being inventive with each other, then you will be very happy, because the Six of Wands come out here with the new start. It feels like the whole new world, the whole new life happening right in front of your eyes overnight. So one day you got up in the morning, you did not know how it's gonna be like or what is the plan, because you fed up with trying to make plans and it didn't work. But then you realize that with this new ascending energy, it actually allows people to make things happen without plan. I will make another videos to analyze about the 5D consciousness so people will understand better. But with this type of energy, you only need to live on a very high vibration by being happy. The more you laugh, the more you get. That is strange, isn't it? Because that is the privilege. Because without this 5D ascensions of a 5D consciousness, we will struggle to do that type of formula and strategy, because the 3D consciousness is really low and dense. It kind of like pull people down and suppress people. But with this energy, it's ascend you, it's lift you up, send you to the highness. Okay guys, so this is love reading number 67. If you would like to donate or find the information about my course, Aligning with Your Higher Self, please find the information in the description box. Email me, then we will sort it out. For now, thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.